What's up, Buck fans? Mark here, back again with the Bucs talk. I want to talk about Todd Bowles and his defense. Last year, they were good enough. They just didn't succeed that well in certain areas and certain facets of the game. Clearly, their run defense wasn't as superior as it was in the past. We got kind of spoiled in years past. We're always number one against the run. Teams never even tried running on us. This time, it wasn't as successful, probably because Sue was gone. Hicks was a different type of player. He ended up getting hurt. Logan Hall had to fill in at times. Clearly not a good run defender. Hopefully he improves on that this year. He better because I don't know if he can get any worse. And I mean, let's see what's the trajectory moving forward. But let's hear it from Todd Bowles and areas where they need to fix moving forward for next year.
I don't think we have the turnovers that we had in the past. We got to get better from a turnover standpoint. We can get a lot better in red zone defense. Obviously, getting better, revitalizing, stopping the run.
So that's big. So, like I said, stop on the run. Got to start there. I mean, you can win in the trenches because if you make a team one dimensional, it's night and day different story. And getting turnovers. So this is where I want to talk on. Getting turnovers is humongous in this league because you got to win that margin of differential. If you're leading that category, you're usually a better team. It's usually the top playoff teams have their offense doesn't turn the ball over and the defense forces turnovers. So we got to improve on that. How can you do that? By getting pressure after the quarterback. You can't literally let these wide receivers and quarterbacks have all day to throw the ball and just get wide the hell open. You can't keep manufacturing blitzes for your linebackers nonstop and not have the middle of the field wide the hell open or leave Levante David out to dry. The man's getting older. Let's see if he wants to sign back because clearly there's no pass rush to help him out in defending these guys because I mean, these cornerbacks are almost set in a line on an island with the way that Todd Bowles likes to blitz. And with that said, years and years and years on this channel, we keep saying the Bucs keep neglecting the edge speed rushers or just edge rush in general. And it comes to show face every week almost. And it's cool to see Vita Vea getting in there, getting that initial pressure, the A gap blitzes from Devin White. Yeah, he's an animal and he can do it, but you got to be able to win with your front four, front three at times, and they just can't do it. I know they drafted Logan Hall to try and get some of that, and again, he had to learn the system. He has to get his foundation under him. I mean, it's got to stop the run, and then you got to be able to stop the run, and then get after the passer too. And they didn't have that. They didn't have consistency of that, and they haven't had that for a couple of years now. The Super Bowl season, JVP wasn't playing on one leg or one arm. Shaq was healthy. That was a good tandem, and Vita Vea came back for that playoff run. So they had a lot of depth to get after the pass rush or the passer. So that pass rush was there. That's why Patrick Mahomes is running all over the place in that Super Bowl season because he just couldn't set his feet. Both of his left and right tackle were hurt, so that worked to our advantage as well. But we have not seen pass rushers on this Buccaneers team in a long while, like a consistent pass rush. I mean, Shaq showed it, but when he went down, we didn't have anything. So this is more Todd Bowles expanding on that, and hopefully we can see some pass rushers being either drafted or signed and matured out into something. But let's hear what Todd Bowles has to say.
I wouldn't have believed you. This is the first 3-4 team I've been a part of where the outside linebackers have not led the team in sacks. We got to get better in that area. I think no disrespect to Vita. I'm glad he did, and we had some good interior rushes with Vita and Nacho, Hicks and Will and all those guys. But we got to when Shaq went down, it was kind of a letdown. I thought Nelson did some good things as well as Joe, but from an experience standpoint, just getting back there consistently, I think we got to get better there.
No doubt. It was the first time ever in a 3-4 system his outside linebackers didn't lead the team in sacks. Vita Vea led it with 6.5 sacks. A guy at 6'5, 340 something pounds, 350 pounds, led your team in sacks, where he's probably getting doubled or borderline tripled on every play. There's a guy that got led you in sacks. That's not sustainable. It just isn't. And they can't keep ignoring the lack of edge rush and expect the defense to be successful long term. This is a passing league. You got to get after the passer, plain and simple. And it was so funny when some people would say, "Oh no, Anthony Nelson's enough." Anthony Nelson is serviceable. He's not a guy that's going to scare anyone. He can stop the run first, yeah, but he can't consistently get after the pass. He didn't make that next step up last year either. Plenty of playing time. So with Shaq down, we're stuck to JTS. JTS, in his own right, there's glimpses, but it's not consistent. Will it be consistent this year? I'm not going to say hope on that. You got to upgrade in that area. We've been asking that year after year, and they just kind of neglect it. So defensively, that to me is one priority you need to fix because if you get a pass rush, the guys behind them, it's going to get a lot easier. I mean, if you're worried about your guys that you're about to lose and Jamel Dean, SMB possibly, Mike Edwards, if you can get a proven edge rusher or draft a guy and set him up because now we have, I believe it's Gus Edwards, the guy that coached up Micah Parsons. I'm not going to say we're going to get a Micah Parsons type of guy, but if you got a guy that can do that with him, with Anthony Barr as well, Cameron Wake. These are different guys he's gotten to be elite type of level caliber players. Is it the coaching or is it the ability to get a player like that and to mold him into that? Let's see if we can get a guy like that. At least he knows what it's supposed to look like, right? So let's find a way where we can kind of unleash these guys. And we need to get another compliment. I mean, you can't rely on Shaq coming back from an Achilles injury and hoping JTS can make that jump. I'm hoping they look in the draft for some elevation. I know Plus did a Nolan Smith film study from Georgia, edge rusher. Let's look at that. He's a guy that can drop back and get after the quarterback. I mean, let's see. But to me has always been a priority for this defense. A guy that can get after the quarterback and scare the offense to know, okay, we got to worry about this guy because we don't have that. We have worry about 50. That's about it. And other than that, Devin White could be flying in, but 50 is the one mainly doing it. And Todd Bowles in this conference said there's top three guys. Vita Vea was always mentioned that because he literally is the cornerstone to this defense. Everything works around him. So if you can get a guy that can win, that is consistently getting single team, because Vita Vea is going to get the doubles. All I'm asking is a guy that can win one on one consistently. Shaq could do it, but we need a compliment. And the best way to do that is to draft a guy and mold him into what you want him to be. Hopefully, they're understanding that because that will help with turnovers. That will help with getting the ball out faster. That will help in your run game because they're going to lean more over to one side. So let's see. Let's see how this works out. But let us know down below, though. Do you think pass rush, edge rusher is a huge priority, or do you think they still consistently do the same thing, just getting big guys that block the run and invest heavily in the secondary? Because that's one thing I was saying. Like some of these mock drafts have Brian Branch. I believe he's a great player. There are a lot of comparisons to Micah Part or not Micah Part, Micah Fitzpatrick, and it'd be cool to see him interchangeable with Winfield. It would be really cool. I mean, he did draft Jamal Adams top 5 or top 6, so it is very possible. But they just can't keep neglecting that. And if they're hoping for an edge rusher to fall, not many truly do. So I'm wondering where they go this year in the draft because they're not going to find many in free agency. You don't find Shaq Barrett in free agency that often. Let's put it that way. So, guys, let us know down below, where do you see the direction of the defense going? Will they fix that area to improve on those turnovers? Let's see. But with that said, guys, until the next one, again, hit that like button down below, help support the channel. And until the next one.